Pisces, how you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading. We're going to be going into your chakras, your aura, and also doing a tarot reading for this week. Loads of stuff going on in the chakras at the moment and tying in beautifully with the monthly reading. If you haven't seen that, there is the collective one, which I'm calling Magical March, and your individual reading as well. Let's just see what's going on in your root chakra. Well, this is a recurring theme within a lot of people. It's not quite developed within yourself, but it's almost tying into this new logic, this new way of doing things, and it's immovable because it's logical. And this logic, it's difficult sometimes for Pisces to stick to logic, simply because they have so many ideas, they're so enthusiastic about life, that they can get distracted sometimes. Like other signs as well. There's other signs like that as well, but it's very particular to sort of Pisces. And this some of you may feel like it's an entrapment, but it's not. It's basically putting you on a path where it's going to be very clear and evident what you should be doing and where you should be going. A little bit like a salmon going back to its roots. Going back to my roots, yeah. It's going to swim straight out that river and then spawn and what have you, and then sort of, die. But that's not necessarily for you. But I guess so. We're all going to follow down a river, and at some point we're all going to die. I think there's only two things that are certain in life: birth and death. So it's following that river, and that's what the root chakra is trying to encourage in you. And as I said, you like a lot of movement. And you may feel this sort of like constrictive in a way, like that you're not moving, and it's not true. Yes, you may not say, oh, I want to move house, or I want to go traveling, or everything like that, and it may not be coming off for you. There is probably a reason for that, and there's probably a reason that you've got to deal with stuff around you at that moment and settle things around you at the moment. Let's just see what's going on your. Yeah, so this is it's funny. This is similar to who was it? I think it was Leo actually that I was doing. Your sacrum is really, really big. There's a lot of desires in you at the moment. Oh yeah, happy birthday! We're going through your birthday season. I do apologise, Pisces. I didn't wish you happy birthday. I almost want to start again. I do apologise. Yeah. So there's a lot of desires, and this is okay. So this is totally understandable. Yeah, there is this notion that with it, then I understand the root chakra a little bit different now. I do apologise for this, Pisces, but there is a sort of lip at the root chakra that's sort of digging in, as it were, and it's ready to sort of like propel itself off and follow that path. Follow that path. Where you can, where you're going, and it's giving you a good sort of, you're stepping back in order to sort of do a spring going forward. Someone's obviously decided to cut a tree down for you. So yeah, that's what's sort of going on there. And then we've got your sacrum here, which is really, it's heavily charged with lots of desires in your life. There is a lot going on both sides, and it's not just one side. It's really supercharged, much more than the normal, basically. This is all to do, and this is why I've understood, because it was your birthday. It's all to do with your new year and moving on from one old way of being to a new way of being, or a new year, and putting into action those plans that you should have put into place within you over the last sort of 2 or 3 months. Let's just see what's going on your solar plexus. Well, it's not massive. It's wide, which is connecting you. It's connecting you with the world that is around you. I was just sort of seeing if there's any sort of. It's really wide. It's really wide. It doesn't feel bad, but it doesn't feel good. Yeah. So I think it's missing a spark almost. Let's see what's going on. What we'll do is we'll read some tarots from that, and let's just pull some tarots on that solar plexus. See if they come out. What's coming out on there? Okay, so this could well be that, as I said, like regrouping, like when we sort of we crouched down in order to spring up, yeah. And it might well be because there's a lot of power in it. It's really quite wide. There's a lot of power in it, and it could be all to do with getting ready to manifest your leap of faith by the looks of things. And the King of Cups comes out for you as well. A lot of work going on under the surface here. A lot of stuff that you're sorting out, and that's possibly where you could be putting your energies into. So doing all the sorting out the crossing of the T's and dotting the I's, but not just that, but just making sure everything's working in the background in order for the actual result to give you absolute benefit. So that's what seems to be coming out of the solar plexus. Let's just see what's coming out of the heart chakra. This is opening as well. It's definitely opening. It's not. There is a slight thing there. There is a lot of socializing going on at the moment. A lot of wanting to speak to people, wanting to be near people, meeting people, even if it's just someone, down at the local cafe. You sort of sitting there going, "Hi, how you doing? Oh yeah, you're new here," that sort of thing. Just, "Oh yeah, right, yeah, okay, bye." Not really. It's a lot of major socializing going on, and it's masking a little bit. It's almost like masking your true direction, but that is coming to the fore. It's not completely coming to the fore, and there's major changes going on in the chakra system within the human energies, and I'm going to be doing a special on that on Sunday night. So I will see you there for that. But back to you. There was a lot of socializing, and then there is this point in the middle. It's not a love petal, and it could be for some of you, but I think it's a love about what you want to do in life, your passions of life, your heart's desires, as it were. Yeah, should we just pull a few cards on that as well? Let's just see what's going on that heart chakra. Let's just see. Yeah, it's okay. So there's a lot of socializing, and I think there's one thing, that one petal in the middle, that you are secretly concentrating on as you're going forward. You might not even realize it. Yeah, so we got the death and rebirth. That's what I said. It's that direction is definitely coming through, and that is like a rebirth within you. With the Ace of Swords on that side, so it's out of the ideas, and maybe out of connecting with other people, will give you that sort of directional flow that you would that you need, that we were talking about at the beginning. And within that directional flow, all of a sudden you're going to be, going to be in a position where you're the captain of your own ship, or the leader of the dance, as it were. It's gradually bringing round a clear vision. Not a clear vision, because I think you've got the vision. That's it. It's now trying it out, maybe, of how you put it into place. Let's just see what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra. Well, that's quite large as well. Like with your sacrum, the third eye is a little bit, it's in a perfect position. Positioning wise, the third eye is slightly in front of the throat chakra, but it's actually really quite big. So it's converting those desires into actual, it's manifesting those things. We saw the magician card earlier on. So I think it is a case of here is where mentally and sociably, so talking, communicating with people and everything like that, tying it in with how you've got that plan to move forward of creating or manifesting your desires in life. Looks really nice. Looks like you're on fire this week, really, to be honest. You're doing really well. But you are just waiting for, there's a lot of work under the surface at the moment. Let's just see what's going on in the crown chakra. Okay, it's overflowing. Your crown chakra is the best way to describe it. And as it's overflowing that consciousness that infiltrates the rest of your energy body. So then therefore it makes it easier to connect with everything that is around you, which is also ties into that heart chakra and that socializing aspect of it all. It's a controlled emotional sort of release, but it's an emotional release that comes from a realization within your consciousness, not necessarily an emotional release of say like a relationship or something like that. Doesn't seem to be that way at all, but it's more of an emotional release of, say, like, you realize that things you might have been doing in the past no longer fit with what you're doing now and where you should be going in the future. So it's really nice, actually, really, really nice. Let's just have a look what's going on in your aura. Okay, so it's Wednesday and Thursday, there's the coming together of two worlds. So it's the marrying the desire factor and your conscious, in your consciousness and your also your mental and communication energy, your third eye and your throat chakra. It's marrying the two here, and it's almost as if like two waves are coming together and they are meeting in the middle. And as they meet into the middle, that at some point they do overlap and they roll over each other. And this is sort of like, this is where you can get that manifestation moment within you. If you understand how energy works, it's at the point of inversion, when things convert from one thing to another. So when you get the north that goes south and south that goes north, at the moment you get that pinch point, which is what I call the inversion point in my workshops. Once you know where that inversion point is, you can use that inversion point before and after, not during, because it's too strong. This is why a lot of pyramids are not necessarily placed on lines, that energy lines that cross. They're placed just outside of it. And when they place them just outside of it, that's when they can really play on the flow and do a lot more. Okay? Pyramids were also invented for electricity reasons and stuff like that. But Tesla and all of that malarkey. Okay? So let's just see what's going on at the top there. If there's anything. There is a slight realization at the top. I think this is more protection more than anything else. And we saw this a bit in your co-pure sign Virgo. Is when you start following your path and living your heart, you're going to get a lot of protection. It's coming in there. I think it's making baby steps at the moment this week and bigger steps in the following week. The overall energy flow for you is feeding both sides, from the north and from the south of you, or from your crown chakra to your root chakra, which is the same chakra. They're feeding into each other, into this sort of heart section in the middle, like a double Taurus. And it's really feeding that at the moment. It's really, really quite nice. I haven't seen anything untoward on there at all. There might be just, and this is very, 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 very minor, but there might be someone who just might be taking a lot more of your time than you really should be allowing them to do. Basically, they're not nasty at all. It's not in a nasty way. It's just like, just pumping you a bit. And it's very, as I say, it's very small. Nothing very too untoward. Let's get onto your chakras. Onto your tarots. Okay. Overall energies, the karmic paths on your relationship, on your financial or your material side of life, how the universe influences you, how your guides influence you, and what the overall outcome is at the end. So let's just see what the overall energy is for you. Working with other people. And I think this is choosing your path, getting things done. It's working at the back of the scenes. They're preparing this. They're recognizing the quality work within yourself, quality work within other people, the people that you choose to work with, and this could also be within relationships. And now it's all being put together. Yeah? It's an understanding of how you channel your passions into it, basically, without too much overflow. Okay? And having control over your emotions. So the overall energy here is start connecting yourself to other people. And that's what the socializing is about as well. On the relationship side, That's talking about nurturing. That could also be the socializing side that is in your heart chakra, but there is a case of nurturing yourself as well here. And I think nurturing what you so desire, or what sort of interaction and relationships you want with other people. I think it's more that than nurturing other people. It could well be that you are in a relationship and you do need to nurture the other person that is around you. Or sort of encourage them to sort of go forth and conquer the world, as it were. Okay, so we get the Two of Pentacles back here. The universe is trying to keep you sort of, and this is where you might feel that sensation of feeling stuck a little bit. The universe is sort of saying, you know, it's all very well meeting loads and loads of people, but you can't keep doing this continuously, because you'll find yourself eventually on your own. That's what it's sort of saying. They're like, you've seen me shuffling. Did you see? Oh, you've seen me shuffling. I can't stop it. And the King of Cups are coming. The King of Cups comes out. This is what we saw earlier on there. So having a realization that you can have a control over your emotions within any relationship will help you to actually synchronize your time and your emotions with that person or those people that really mean something to you, without shutting out the rest of the world, basically. The Empress. So this is that whole section in the middle where I was saying, you know, where your root chakra and your crown chakra are coming together. This is marrying both sides. This is the water and the earth. It's almost like a Capricorn or a Cancer sign, your fellow water sign. So it could be a case of here of you know, your dreams and aspirations, giving birth to your dreams and aspirations, the manifestation of where you want to be going and what you want to be doing, basically. That's what seems to be within your mind's eye, and it's bringing it to the forth all the time. It's going to direct you down that path that you should be going in. So we saw that earlier on as well. Was that on your heart or was that on your solar plexus? I think it was on your heart. Within in your financial world, this is where people are going to be coming out of the blue, or your passions are going to be coming out of the blue in regards to your job. It's going to give you a new angle on your career path or on your job or on your business, and it's going to come from an inspirational idea. So your karmic here is to sort of kind of like get inspirational about your life. Walking towards that sunshine, happiness is all the way, and it does feel that way. I said you're on fire within your energy, and it does feel that way. The universe is trying to encourage that happiness and almost bring you to the fore of the situation. And I said with that heart chakra, it's gradually getting that point, which is gradually getting that sort of direction for you. And as it does, it's like you're breaking through the clouds, above the clouds and into the sunshine in a way. How are your guides influencing you? Very powerful middle section here where these two energies are combining between the crown and the root. You've got the Emperor on this side. You are owning this. You can own this. A lot of work that you've done in the background is going to put you in a position where you are going to be the captain of your ship, as I said earlier on. You're going to be leading the dance, as it were. Falling in love with what you're doing. And this is where we're sort of kind of going, if you are in a position where you're getting itchy feet, I want to move, I want to do things, I want to go, I don't want to be stuck here. I think it's because you've got to fall in love with what you're doing at the moment in your life and get really into that and connecting with that, with that person or with the group that is around you, basically. Let's just see how it plays out in the going future. Completely new cycle happening for you, and I think this is going to burst onto the scene in the following week. Let's see if we can pull some cards on the following week. That's when I think your solar plexus is really going to kick into action. And when it does kick into action, there's no stopping you, Pisces. You're an incredibly quick sign. Just look, we're just about to clarify the world, and look what jumped out, the world. And then we got 3 cards after that, which is the Queen of Cups, which you've got the King of Cups over here, the Ace of Cups and the Five of Cups. You know, realizing that you've got to take your path. If you do realize it and you take your path, and you start realizing how much quality you have within you and how you can connect it with other people, abundance is yours. Within your relationships, you're going to feel so that you've got everything, that the relationship has got everything, or the relationships around you is offering you everything that you could so possibly desire. That definitely wants to come out. The Moon. You got the Moon over there with the Empress card here. It's going to bring things to the surface. I think it's a Scorpio card as well. It's going to bring things to the surface. And the only reason the Moon shines is because the sun is there. Otherwise, you wouldn't see the Moon anyway. If there was no sun, you'd never see the Moon. Yeah. And the only reason it shines, and it is what it is because of the sun. It's 100% dependent upon that sun. So what it's doing here is the universe is shining a light on the situation. If you fall in love with yourself, all of a sudden it's going to bring forward in this new cycle things that you didn't realize existed within you. There's so many. I was going to say this at the beginning of your reading, but every single sign has been getting the Four of Wands in the coming future. It's just absolutely blistering, blinding. A whole new cycle is coming out for you here, Pisces. Absolutely really nice. Thank you very much for being here. I was going to do that special on Sundays, on Sunday night, according to your chakras. So, yeah, we'll be going into that. You're more than welcome to join us. It'd be absolutely brilliant to have you there. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.